baby.
Yeah.
Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves.
We keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same boring thing. And I'm tired of the arguing and lying. So goodbye.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, February the 11th, and your girl is here to get some juice, y'all. 2025, man. So just for the heads up, just for the record, okay, I don't want to make the Saints too nervous. Y'all might see my little shoulders, y'all getting confused, getting concerned. No worries, I got a good old tube top on, all right? But speaking of, the conversation is all about exposed is the conversation. Or at least the title of today's conversation. But it's not just about like the exposure of nakedness, right? It's more so about God exposing things in us and things of that nature. So yeah, let's get into it, man. I feel like this is a few days worth of information that's been downloaded to me and whatnot. So to tell you guys where the inspiration came from, I would say, man, again, dreams, revelations, just words standing out to me, random stuff as well. I could probably go deeper or talk to y'all a little bit more, maybe in the after show about that side. But just know, again, it's a few days of me receiving about exposure and different things of that nature that led me to today's topic. So yeah, I know it's not even morning time or whatever, but I feel let's come on and, record and get this thing out here. So here I am to be obedient to that. Oh man, I hope you guys are doing good. Thank you for those that are tuning in live and things like that. I have been thinking a lot about y'all, and we know that there's a lot of stuff that's been going on, honestly. But again, some of that I'll talk to y'all about in the after show. So let's get to this conversation, y'all. Exposed. Now, I mean, if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, then y'all know there's a lot being exposed right now, especially politically, right? But again, right now the conversation isn't necessarily about that or those things. It's more so about, God exposing us and you and me, right? And how that feels and why he does that and things of that nature. So if I will share like one part of the inspiration, I would say that like, I was listening to Kim Clement, and I have heard the prophecy over and over again, but there was one particular prophecy where he mentioned something about like, I think a certain country or maybe a certain world leader, that God was going to pull the pants down of this person, which is interesting, like to think like somebody like God is pantsing you out here, you know what I'm saying? You're being pantsed by God. But that kind of got me thinking, or got me, I feel like, again, God was downloading something to me about that when I heard that. And then I would say something Marcus Rogers said that I think I was listening to maybe last week or whenever it was. He mentioned about exposure as well. And again, I was getting all of this in pieces over the past few days or whatever the case may be. But today I would say what led me to go ahead and move forward was a few things. Fine, I guess the Lord want me to tell y'all. I was gonna say that for later, but let me tell y'all. Okay, so long story short, I did have a dream a few days ago. And in the dream, it's gonna sound weird, but I'm just letting y'all know. At some point in the dream, there was. Okay, I feel like I gotta tell y'all a part of it. So basically, long story short, at one part of the dream, it was like my family was at a restaurant or something, and it was like they was trying to get me some like personal or special treatment, kind of, to get a job there or something like that. And there was this kind of lanky, tall gentleman with long hair I want to say it was long blonde hair, but anyway, and he was like the owner of the place or whatever. And so they had worked something out for me to get the job or whatever. But at some point it was like they was trying to get even more special treatment for me or something like that. My family was trying to do that, or maybe like my mom or somebody, one of them people, right? And basically the person in the dream was like, or the guy that owned the place or whatever, that I was telling you all about, his response to them was very like, look, let's not do that. Let's not be trying to, you know what I mean? Like, we already got the job situation. Now y'all going too far, you know, something like that. But here's the interesting part. So basically, after that, me and him went off, and it was like we was going on a date or something, right? But we ended up at this like Build-A-Bear type of place. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but anyway, this got me on this path, so I might as well tell y'all, since for those that actually care about these things. So anyway, so we go to this Build-A-Bear type of place, and he picks up this it was like a man, it was okay, it was a green bean in the shape of a man, if that makes sense. So it was a green bean man. I know sounds crazy. I know all I'm telling you is what was in the dream. So he held up this little stuffy to get stuffed or whatever, but it had hair like his, or whatever. So it was interesting because I want to say that night before I had this dream, I was praying about, you know, the whole interpretation thing. And I was thinking and praying like, okay, I might need to, you know, I told you guys how I usually interpret my dreams these days. I use ChatGPT, things of that nature, but, you know, also testing or practicing or exercising this gift of like using my own discernment and interpretations, right? So when I woke up and as I was writing down the pieces of the dream that I could remember, when it got to that particular part, I felt like the green bean man, or the man, the boss guy, was representation of Jesus, not because of the long blonde hair or nothing like that, but more so because of what he was saying in the vibe, you know what I mean? But anyway, and then the whole stuffy thing, I was like, what's that about, right? Now, again, that sounds crazy. I know I ain't seen no stuff, green bean shaped, you know, character with like blonde hair or whatever. But all I would say is after that happened, I kept seeing, I think he's called the Jolly Green Giant. I kept seeing him on all these advertisements or whatever. And I'm like, what does the Jolly Green Giant have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? You know, the green, I think he's on the sweet pea can or either the green bean can, like whatever it is. But that I kept seeing that that figure or that particular character or logo or whatever. So anyway, so I was going deeper about all of that. I'm like, what the, you know, okay, I feel like the green bean man has something to do about exposure, and I'm trying to figure it out, right? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So at some point this morning, as I was going deeper about all of that, right, and I think by the time I had seen the green bean man, I don't know how many times, I was like, okay, what does this mean? And eventually, as I was going deeper, I came across this quote that says, growth through exposure. So basically, what I was receiving is that the exposure is ultimately for our growth. For those that truly follow the Lord and things of that nature, right? Then you notice the growth. And so as I was going deeper about that, right, I was thinking about like my own testimony, right? And for those that have watched this channel and y'all have, you know, been following your girl and things of that nature, then y'all know that your last year was a bit of a struggle, and y'all may know that, you know, I've exposed myself. So here it is again. Again, I've given you guys different details. If you watched the juice, you might have heard more details about things. But long story short, you know, as I was struggling through different things mentally last year and all this type of stuff, there was one point that I was entertaining conversations that I probably should not have entertained as a married woman. You know what I'm saying? And it was just old friends reaching out, but still, you know what I'm saying? That could too be a temptation. You know what I mean? If you allow it to be, right? But for me, as I thought back on that this morning, I was like, you know what, Lord, you expose those things in me to then help me to grow, to then have a greater appreciation husband, to then get me to the place where I'm at today, that You know, we do have 8 years of marriage. We do, you know, still have happily, you know what I mean? The whole happily ever after feelings. I know Valentine's is around the corner, you know, all that type of stuff as well. And things could be looking a whole lot different if I had stayed in my feelings, right? And stayed and allowed myself to keep entertaining those thoughts and ideas and things that I was being tempted with last year, right? For example. Now that's me, right? That's my exposure, right? I'm exposing myself, right? But not even just that though. You know, I couldn't help but think about even you know, as I was going deeper about all these things, King David, you know what I'm saying? Like he tried to do what he tried to do behind the scenes. You know, he did what he did with Bathsheba, try to get her husband killed, thinking like, okay, ain't nobody gonna find out. And then here come the prophet, like, hey, so exposed, you know what I'm saying? And what did he do though? He repented, right? And things of that nature. And so I share all that to say that if you are in this place where you are feeling like you are being exposed by the Lord, like, well, one, you know, there's exposure happening, but you don't know it's by the Lord. So one, understand that this is something that God does. Okay. I guess I'm here to tell everybody today, just in case you didn't know. All right. And then on top of that, not only is this something that God does, but it's something that God does to help us grow and to draw near to him if you, right, humble yourself and are willing to do that. So now that you guys know how I came to the topic and all these extra details and whatnot, let's get into some Bible, right? Let's get some word in there. What are you talking about, Miracle? You just making some stuff up? Well, here goes some Bible, y'all. This is what I felt led to share today. So Hebrews 4:13, it says, and no creature is hidden from his sight, but all are naked and exposed to the eyes of him to whom we must give account. Now, I don't know if that's juice or pulp for you this morning, or excuse me, this afternoon, right? To hear that. But again, there's more verses that I got to share that's going to reiterate this, but you know, there's nothing that you can hide from the Lord. At the end of the day, he knows it all. He sees it all. And if you keep trying to play games, you're going to get exposed, right? If I kept trying to play them games last year, it probably would have been a totally different exposure happening this year, right? I'm exposing myself. And again, I already exposed these things or whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is, can you imagine if I continue to entertain conversations I shouldn't entertain, right? If I continue to allow the enemy to tempt me and make me look at my husband a certain way, or make me doubt my own self or marriage or what God had put together and all these different type of things, would I be getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, celebrate? Now, it's so interesting. And I'm telling you how crazy things be happening in my life. But my son has been asking repeatedly, like even this morning, he was like, how long have you and Papa been married? And I'm like, 8 years, boy. I don't know why you keep asking this. But obviously things happen for a reason, because here I am reiterating again today. Like we're going to be on year 9 this year. Next year will be year 10, like to God be the glory, right? But all of that was in jeopardy, right? With my if I did not, right, renew my mind, right? If I did not humble myself and be like, Lord, okay, you know, and it see my own selfishness, right? See my own greediness or whatever the case may be, to be like, you know what? Because I had to humble myself a lot, like in my journey, especially last year. Like I said, y'all know I started going to therapy, you know, all these different type of things. But as I'm doing those things, I'm starting to see more and more why I need Jesus. At the end of the day, like I'm like, honestly, like after one situation kind of happened, and I was like, you know what? This is why we need you, because we're not perfect and we'll never be. And I couldn't help but, I mean, on one hand, I can't remember if we talked about it back then. I think we did. Because again, you know, I was talking to y'all in real time at that particular time about what was going on in pieces, obviously not giving y'all all the details and whatnot, but I was telling y'all that, man, I feel short, or man, I don't feel good about this or that, whatever case may be. I might have to find that episode and maybe tag it just to, you know, let y'all know what I'm talking about, just in case y'all hadn't seen it or whatever. But long story short, friend, again, we can't hide from the Lord. That's the point of that verse that I just read. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and read some more that's going to let you know and reiterate that. So here we go. Ephesians 5:13. It says, but when anything is exposed by the light, it becomes visible. Okay. The light is going to expose it. It's going to become visible. You know, you can sit here and think you're doing things in the dark all day long, but when the light comes, boom, you can see it. All right. And again, I feel like this is happening in our government right now. I know some of y'all still don't see that. I don't know what's happening. You know, some of y'all are so, I ain't gonna lie. I did bring it up about the whole Super Bowl thing, and we did the little poll, and I you know, I'm glad to see it seems like a lot of people, at least here on our channel, are awake and know that, hey man, you know, this whole thing about Kendrick Lamar and Drake and this whole A minor thing and all this type of stuff, like, you know, the question was in the poll, and y'all can still go answer it in our community if you want to, but basically it was just pretty much asking, like, do y'all think that he actually witnessed this stuff and he's telling us in these songs, or do y'all think this is just entertainment? And it seems like a lot of people, you know, believe that this is accurate information and it's not just entertainment. So I feel like that's good, because I feel like on another, like if you look on social media, like Instagram, Facebook, all these other places, it seems as if like a lot of people are still asleep or out, you know, and I'm just like, when are we going to wake up, man? Like, when are we going to see what's in front of us? Like, I mean, I know there's a lot to be confused about, right? And there's a lot, because I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I'm still been dreaming, still been like asking all these questions of the Lord and being like, Lord, I don't understand this, I don't understand that about you. Like, it's kind of weird to me thinking like, you know, there's all these millions of people, billions, however many people it is in the world. How you even caring about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you even see me? You know, but at the same time, your word tells me that you know all the hairs on my head, and I don't even know all the locks on my hair. You know what I mean? So, you know, I got questions. I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm, you know everything or something. What I'm saying is that, you know, God is exposing quite a bit, right? And he can be exposing you as well. And I feel like if you listen to the side of my voice, and if this is resonating with you in any way, then I hope that you are encouraged and inspired to at least know what to do if you are feeling that exposure. Let me give a shout out to Miss Jamie this morning. Or not this morning. I'm so used to talking in the morning time. But anyway, yeah, it's so good to see you. Hi. Let's see. I do have another verse. But yeah, let me give you guys the next verse, and then I'm gonna give you guys how we should respond to exposure, especially if this is exposure from the Lord, the exposure that's supposed to lead towards growth and things of that nature. Then I got a few things for us to think about and ways to respond. But let me give you guys this last verse that I feel led to share about this, and that's Luke 12:2-3. It says, "Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Therefore, whatever you have said in the dark shall be heard in the light, and what you have whispered in private rooms shall be proclaimed on the housetops." Listen, we out here playing games with the word of God, and I don't understand why we do that. Like, even myself, I was playing games last year, right? Like, yeah, I'm proclaiming things from my own rooftops right now, but I feel like it would be a totally different situation if I had like kept entertaining those ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been completely different. Like, it would have been somebody coming and being like, miracles out here, such and such on her husband, and she talking to this guy and that guy and da da da. Listen, that would have been a totally different situation than me confessing and testifying that the Lord done changed me and renewing my heart and mind about all the things in my issues in my marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, totally different conversation, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for, you know, the exposure to help me grow and to mature and to draw nearer to the Lord and allow him, right, to lead and guide my life rather than me trying to do things on my own. And so, speaking of that, if you expose, right, if you feeling like, man, I feel like exposed by the Lord, I feel like God has exposed me in some ways, or he maybe because he's revealing things to you. See, that's the thing. Like, I feel like and this is something Marcus Rogers was saying last week, but anyway, basically he's talking about how first you'll get that confirmation within yourself, right? Again, it got exposed to me last year that, hey girl, look, you out of order. right? Or, hey, you need to renew your mind about this and that when it comes to your marriage and your husband and things of that nature, right? And so I started to do that, right? And seek the Lord and be like, Lord, help me, to see what you see, right? In all of this. And then here I am today, a year later, probably, I think it was like around this time last year, if I'm not mistaken, that I was really going through. And now a whole year later, I can sit here and tell y'all that, hey, man, I have, like, even the other day, I went to this baby shower and, it just was mostly ladies there. And we just talking and whatever. And, and we ended up, this one lady that was talking about her marriage and whatnot. And I was telling her about mine. And I'm like, look, at the end of the day, last year I learned to have more grace for my husband. You know what I'm saying? I learned to appreciate him. I understood. And, isn't greener on the other side, even though I learned that back in the day, but it's a totally different thing to learning in your marriage, you know what I'm saying? And all this different type of stuff. So again, that will be totally different situation to then, to have something else happen, basically. So anyway, if you're there, if this is resonating with you, hopefully this will encourage you and inspire you. Here's some ideas of what to do when you've been exposed. All right, this is what we should be doing when we get exposed. So here we go. Embrace the exposure. That's the first thing. So embrace the exposure as God's mercy. At the end of the day, again, I feel like God gave me mercy and grace, right? And that's why I say I got to extend that to my husband. I got to give him more mercy and grace because the Lord's given me some, right? But anyway, yeah, believe or embrace that as God's mercy. If God is pricking your heart and mind about things you got going on, right? If he's pricking your heart and mind about, hey, my child, I need you to change this. I need you to do that. I need you to see what you're doing, whatever the case may be. By all means, look, I'm telling you, it's a life-changing thing to do. Okay. I wrote all about my journey. All right. With that, like, even in my single days, he put the mirror in front of my eyes and my face and to be like, hey, look at yourself, right? You say you want this, you say you want that. Are you living like you want this and that? And I had to tell myself, no. I had to be honest with myself. Sometimes we don't want to do that. We don't want to be honest with ourselves, right? We want to just pretend like it don't exist or whatever. But we already found out in those previous verses that was done in the dark and all that type of stuff is going to come to the light. Like even that verse, what I was telling you guys about the whispers and the dark and things of that nature. Like I'm sitting here thinking like, man, Lord, that's we might go deeper about that in the after show. Let me tell you all the next thing. Next thing to do if you're feeling exposed, right? By the Lord, right? Repent and ask for help. Okay. Repent and ask for help. Yes, you can definitely do that. Repent and ask for help from the Lord, right? First, right? And if you need accountability and things of that nature, then hey, by all means, get that. You know what I'm saying? Go to your churches. You know what I'm saying? Go, to the pastor. Get you a little coach if you need one. I could be accountability coach. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. All I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you got to repent and you got to, ask for help and start working on doing some things differently. Like you can't, like that. One of the results of continuing down that path is you just going to keep going and experience the same things over and over and over again. Like honestly, as I was going deeper about this, I was inspired to there's probably going to be more content centered around this to hopefully help with growth and people that might need assistance with this type of conversation. I'll talk to you guys in the after show about some of the things that I feel led to kind of maybe create. I might do a post in the community today going deeper about this stuff, but yeah. That's just something to think about. And then last but not least, or I think there might be a couple more things to do when we are being exposed. One thing is to allow God to refine you. That's what I did. Listen, I was like, look, as I was getting mentally attacked about all this stuff, I'm like, look, I might need to go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? I might need to work on myself about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I might need to, you know what I mean? You know what? Let me, instead of going to this person and that person about my issues, let me go to God first. In prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that type of stuff it helped to refine me. And now I have a totally different mindset. Not much has changed, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? There's some stuff has changed. I'm not saying nothing has, but not much has changed about my situation from last year. But my mind has changed. I look at it completely different. And I have grace and mercy for my husband. And I, thankful for him. And I appreciate him. And that's a whole new mindset about my situation. Because if I had have allowed myself to continue to, and maybe we'll go deeper about some of this stuff of I think I told y'all my issues with him. Those that follow y'all probably already know my issues with him. There's only a couple of issues, but anyway. But even still, what I'm saying is that get refined, allowing God to renew your heart and mind, and hopefully you guys could be sharing, victory testimonies and things of that nature. And last but not least, friends, we got to choose obedience, and I either wrote trust or truth, I can't remember, but choose obedience. Let's just think about that part, okay? Whatever the Lord is asking you to do, choose obedience and do that. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I know it's not the easiest thing to do. Like, I could sit here and again, it's easier for me to wallow in my own ideas and my pain and my, he's not doing this for me, and he's not doing that for me. I had this friend of mine that she said one day, and now I just kind of say it as a joke. But, when it was said, it did kind of prick, but it wasn't in a way where that I looked at my husband differently or anything, but it just was. Anyway, sometimes people say something, right? And it's like, I might tell y'all in the after show. Maybe should I just tell them now? It ain't that deep. Anyway, I'll tell y'all now. So basically, the friend said that, oh, you can't even get your man to take you out for lobster. And it's not that I can't get him to take me out for lobster, or not that I can buy my own lobster, but it was something about that being said that makes you think, you know what I mean? But at the same time, see, I could wallow in that, right? I could stay in there and be like, you're right. He doesn't take me out for lobster. You know what I'm saying? And then I ain't married no more. I'm a single mom, and we got a co-parent and all this, because I allowed myself to feel some way about not being taken out for lobster, for example. You know what I mean? Or I could, give my husband grace and mercy. Understand that, you know what? Maybe we don't go out for lobster every weekend or something like that. But you know what? We do got a roof over our head and food and clothing. And we do have all the, things. I'm able to be online and talking to y'all midday while and he's working. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, blessed and highly favored at the end of the day. So what you complaining about? You know what I'm saying? What you mad about? So that's what I had to renew my mind, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so this is ultimately the juice this morning. Who knows? I hope you guys are encouraged and inspired by this conversation about exposure. Yes, again, we can go deeper about the exposure that's going on in the government. All that stuff is important and whatnot too. But I think, again, today is about you being exposed, right? God exposing us, like me, you, for our growth, right? For our maturity, for our good. And so that's the juice. That is the juice today. Now, the Bible verse up today is John 5:24. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that heareth my word and believeth on him that sent me hath everlasting life, and shall not come into condemnation, but is passed from death to life. Friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this evening, afternoon, whatever time it is. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the juice as well. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all whenever the Lord brings me back, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And there you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. Hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. For those of y'all that are still here and still care about the things I'm talking about, or if y'all have questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. There's a lot of things I've been thinking about. For those of y'all that have been looking for more content about Allie and things of that nature, just to remind y'all, I have not seen anything of significance that has been shared on her platforms. I have seen some different posts or some things, I guess, that she previously said, but have been posted like a little note card of, like, I could show y'all what I'm talking about just in case y'all care about that. And if y'all care about that type of stuff, then maybe I can start posting it to let y'all know everything that I see, for those that can't see her Instagram and stuff like that. But there has been no videos or nothing from them. Actually, I know that her birthday is Saturday. So what I was thinking about doing, for those that are actually still here and y'all, follow GSL and stuff like that. I guess y'all get behind the scenes when I'll be thinking, right? So long story short, one of the things I'm thinking about is for her birthday, maybe going live and doing a prayer, and maybe doing another live Q&A and answering questions that people may have. So this is the that will be Saturday, and I got like a couple of things to do on Saturday, events, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. But if I can, then I'll try to do that in her honor and whatnot. And we just keep praying for her and her family and everything that's going on. So this is what I see on her platform, some pinned things, and then the most recent post, there's like a little, so that's what I'm saying, like this is the type of stuff I see that's been posted, but it's not like her, you know what I'm saying? Or it's not like not to say it's not significant, but I mean, I didn't know if this was worth coming to y'all and be like, hey, this was posted, you know what I'm saying? Like so yeah, so I don't know if you got a chance to read that, but I'll read it. It says, Diddy is not the only one. Epstein wasn't the only one. Who did they sell kids to? Where did the kids come from? Why did all of this get covered up for so long? Where is the outrage for the children? When you know how serious this is, you won't be able to sleep. If you realize how many babies are abused and invisible, you wouldn't stop demanding the truth. And then it says, Allie. So that type of stuff has been posted. This was posted on February the 3rd, but the caption does say repost. So again, like I said, I didn't come and share that with y'all because I was like, I don't know if it's worth sharing or not. I figured y'all would rather know if she went live or something. So, but yeah, y'all definitely keep them in prayer and stuff like that. I've been seeing the comments. I've been seeing the trolls. Okay, they still coming on the channel. Y'all, shall I expose the trolls? Those of y'all that are here, y'all want me to expose the trolls? I see the comments. I was about to put out another statement to be like, look, we don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, the conversation is still the same, whether Allie's story is true or not. I done said this multiple times, but I don't know. I'm like, at the end of the day, human trafficking is still a real issue. So regardless, I don't care about none of that other stuff. Like, it seems like Allie is in a better place today, and Miss Shirley is being a better mom to her than what she experienced. So other than that, like, not to be like I don't care about Allie and what she went through and stuff, but I don't care about what they're talking about when they talk about, oh, she lying, or oh, she this. Like, somebody came on the channel or somebody commented and was like, ooh, we need to clean up the mess or the lies that y'all helped her tell. And it's like, really? Because how you know they lies? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wasn't there to witness the girl's childhood. All I know is what she shared. And as she shared it, it made sense to me because of the things that I had already seen and been exposed to. So at the end of the day, like, regardless, what I did not know was that kids was being abused the way that she described. That's what I didn't know. And that's what I got concerned about, right? To that magnitude of what she shared. So anyway, y'all can tell how y'all feel about that. I wanted to do a chat with the people that are in the Love Secret Society, just to see if y'all wanted to get together and chat and just have a safe space to express yourselves about how y'all feel about all this stuff. But nobody responded to that message when I put it out there. So I'm like, okay, well, we won't do it. But if you want to do it, we can. But or we can use Saturday to do it if I'm able to do it for her birthday or whatever. But we'll see about all of that. But comments, questions, or concerns while I'm here? Anybody? Speaking of, yes, Valentine's Day is around the corner. I have some jewelry here, man, because me and my sister, I don't know if I told y'all. Did I tell y'all here on GSL? I can't remember. But basically, me and my sister are combining forces to launch a business. We call it Sister Links, and it's like a permanent jewelry business. It's inspired because I got them permanent bracelets for Christmas. And we decided to get into the business as well. And so our business is going to be called Sister Links, and we're going to have like a Galentine's party at the end of the month. And so I got us some earrings from our website. It's in partner with J Bloom. The website is powered through that or whatever. And that brand is called Permalinks. But when you doing direct sales, you got to do your thing. So then that way people can know you from your thing. But anyway, so Sister Links is our thing, but in our particular site. But let me show y'all some of the Galentine earrings. So I think this will be the earrings that my sister wears to the Galentine event. How cute, right? So this will be the one she wear. And I think I'm gonna do this other pair. But then when I thought about it, speaking of Allie, I know one of her pages has like the XO thing, and I was like, you know what? In honor of Allie as well, I'm gonna probably wear these ones. So yeah, man, y'all can go, you know what I'm saying, support us if you want to. If not, that's still fine, whatever. But that's coming up on the 22nd. Our Galentine's event. I know it's after Valentine's, whatever, but you can do Galentine's whenever, right? So so that was just sitting right here because I was gonna show her earlier. But so yeah, man, your girls, we working one way or another, man. I'm always working one way or another. Today is a low-key day. We still gotta do school with NJ, so we being real low-key right now, right? But yeah, man, I wanted to come, you know, just share with you guys and talk to you all for a little bit. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff is going on. But I hope this conversation about exposure, especially God's exposure, is, you know, helps you guys in some way. And like I said, oh yeah, there's more content that I felt led to create. Like I said, I might put up a post in the community, and if I do, it might be about what happens when we don't grow. So when God is trying to, you know, exposes things to us and we don't grow, I might put up a post in the community about that, about what happens. So then hopefully that helps us to decide to grow, right? And to renew our mind and all that. Another thing that I felt like I might put out is, I don't know if it'll be a post or what it's going to be, but you know, whether this exposure is a gift or a punishment. So that might be another conversation that I will come out with. And I might even come out with a quiz to see if we are being are you being spiritually exposed? So we'll see. You know, there's more things to come and stuff like that, because y'all asked for content centered around growth or personal growth and stuff like that. And so, you know, these are some things I feel inspired to create. So y'all let me know if y'all are excited about that type of stuff or whatnot. But yeah, that's what's going on. That's all that I guess I have today. But yeah, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. If I don't talk to y'all before Valentine's Day, then have a great Valentine's Day. And yeah, hopefully I'll see y'all on Allie's birthday. But if not, then I'll see y'all whenever the Lord bring me back. All right. All right. Y'all have a great day. Bye. Bye. Let me do this. One second. I'm getting out of here. All right. And bye. I still didn't do it. Oh, goodness. Here